This is 101 MMA Clearing Special Edition. First time by myself. No, Patrick, he did already one breakdown of main event without me. This is me first time going without him. So stay patient. I think I'll have a lot of useful information. This is something that I was promising for a long time. Finally, few things made me like to start doing this, and I think you're gonna find it really useful. Let's go first with a breakdown of the main event. So more or less, I'm not gonna read your results. You can find that by yourself. I just want to say, like, we had like a lot of finishes. Like, it was like 13 fights. I think more only four fights went to decision, and whole preliminary card. Everything was finishes, almost all in the first round. I think only one match, Amorim, was in the third round. Uh, like a lot of mismatches. I think this card was interesting because we saw so many finishes. Also, like we had only a couple fights finish with the decision. We had RDA and Luque. We had Cub Swanson. We had AJ Dobson and Jamie Pickett and Josh Fant. So 8 out of 13. That's right. So I managed to cash in pretty good this weekend. So I had a couple bad weekends, and that's why, like I said, it's one of the reasons why start doing this type of recording. Because I want to keep myself disciplined. I want to keep myself accountable, and now I don't have excuse anymore to go on my crazy betting every match and doing this and doing that, because I really want to now show you how you can raise your bankroll not pretty easily. It's not easy to pick the fights, and that's why I'm really annoyed by most of the guys, how they're like talking so confident about this, about that, and they're not accountable if they miss. We have a saying in my country: it's easy to use other men's dick to hit the poison ivy. In this case, it's your money. They're just like talking about the fights, breaking down. They're Some of them very entertaining. I'm not that entertaining, but I'm gonna bring you good facts. I may be entertaining with Patrick. I cannot sit here by myself and act all like, oh, this, that. I'm just gonna go straight to the facts. And now I want to show you like the last weekend. Um, and honestly, like almost all favorites came in. Like it was pretty mismatched card. It wasn't that great for betting. What I like to see, like that we can cash in on some underdogs. Like you said, here I did 11 matches round robin, so I needed like 10 out of 11. um, and I hit everything till co-main and main event. But and that's of the betting tactics that I want to tell you about. Like I already had, I think the first bet was like Cub Swanson. I don't know. I mean, we can go in that fight and say this and that, but like you need to count that referees, if it's close match, even though you really think somebody else won, they can go to the other side. That's the part of the sports, part of the betting that we do, and that's something that you have to get used to it. Like I said here, you know I put only $1.10, and I was supposed to get 80, but like I said, I already had 30 something bucks for 100 on Cup Swanson, so I was good on this one, and I would wait only Rafael dos Anjos to hit 10 out of 11. That wouldn't be some amazing money, but like still, I would get like maybe 10 bucks. I don't know how much. Um, and here what I'm saying, like I had 11 parlay, 11 match, sorry guys, 11 match parlay. I would get like 110 bucks if that would go through. But like I said, we already defended on Cup Swanson in co-main event, and we would wait just Rafael dos Anjos. But I had also some smaller parlays I had here 4 out of 5, and I had 5 picks straight parlay on 550. The winning was like $71 or 72, like close to 72, and I was waiting only Rafael dos Anjos here. But talking about the tactics, like after round and a half, I noticed, and in my opinion, I was almost sure that Luke will win that fight. Even though I already had some money on him, I decided to transfer almost all my winning, and I put like $60 on Luke at that moment, and that brought me 112. So that's about the tactics and everything. Like that's why I like when I go with the parlays, and I get almost till the end, and then you can decide: are you gonna defend? Are you gonna leave it? Are you gonna, that's like, it's not just leave it. If it comes, it comes. And that's the strategy. Like you decide how much money you're okay winning. Do you want to defend? Do you want to do this? Yeah, talking about 4 parlays I had here, just waiting Luke, and I would be good like 56. Actually, when you take away wager, I would be good $51. And I decided to transfer 6 more, so I was like good around $100. But take in equation that I'm putting really small bets here because I'm trying to build myself up again, after a couple crazy weekends, like I said, you know, I was pretty down, and I managed now in the last weekend to double my bankroll. Um, Next thing that I want to talk, yeah, this is pretty nice parlay that I got. Like on $1, I was up 120. Like I managed to hit only 4 matches that went to decision. Like you see, no, no, yes, 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 yes. So only 4 that went to decision, I managed to hit them, and I managed to cash out pretty good. And that's saying about the tactics. That I start using now when I stop looking the other videos, and I decided, okay, that time that I'm looking and that I was trying to find a shortcut, I'm gonna use it to watch the fights and to start breaking down by myself, and just like start recording this, so I can share with you and I can show you how much internet is full of bullshit in my opinion, and that's it more or less. So yeah, also like those 7 that I hit, like I said, I always play 6 out of 7, and I managed here to get 85. So basically, if you calculate on 240, I was good like 205. So that's pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, this is another one that I had, and I was waiting only Rafael dos Anjos. Talking about BS on internet, and this is what really one of the reasons why I started doing this video is just like this guy, big headline: how to start with $1,000 bankroll and turn it into 50,000 in less than a year. And then if you go through the video, you're gonna see that he's first saying how with the thousand to make like I don't know what was the amount, around 8-9 grand, and then you're gonna use 4,000 betting a month to make 50,000. Like to make like 4,000 a month. So in a 12 month, that's like 48, and actually there's just some change, so you come to the 50. But like people using those big headlines to get the views, like, and you see he's entertaining, he's in his wife fur purse and probably high heels. So but like what really made me laugh in this video, like when he was adding these two numbers, like if you see the bankroll here and 3,800 plus 1,500 or 8, he couldn't even add the numbers, and he had 53,088. And how I can believe the guy who, I mean, it could be honestly honest mistake, 0 8, he made a mistake, but you cannot even add two simple numbers, and you want me to believe you about the percentage, this, that. But like even bigger bullshit is like that he's trying to go to 150 bets per month and using odd minus 110. You know how hard is that to hit and like to find. You need to make it basically a full-time job, to bet 5 times a day, to find those matches and to find that odd. And later on one of the clips you're gonna see I did some breakdown. And honestly, who has the time to go 150 bets a month and finding the odd minus 110? Come on, and talking about a lot of nonsense on the internet, I think Kraus is the best example. Here is like when he was talking about how he's winning, how this, how that, how he's making amazing with his Discord, this, that, and that's one of the things that when you go into it, I'm like, if you're winning, if you're picking so much fights, then like invest your money, be quiet, and nothing of this would happen to him. And like when everything break through, like he's like on top here, this is what happened to him. I guess he was holding his head and he was like, what the fuck I did. And again, if he was really that good, he should keep it quiet and winning, but like I don't know. Like that's why honestly I think a lot of these people that are talking and not putting the results, it's just like they're gonna of course emphasize when they're good, when they're losing, they're gonna be quiet. Um, and and that's how it goes. They're trying to promote, they're trying to do the marketing, they're trying to get the people so they pay them, and just like then they have side gig. Then you're not making money from the betting, you're making money from views, from this, from that, and then you can use part of that money to throw in the bets. And especially I think he was even betting with other people money. Like I said previously, it's easy to go in poison ivy. If you don't go, you send someone else. But it is how it is. I just like, I'm very suspicious about it. I grew up in a society where like how to say, even my godfather said something interesting, like he was like, I don't believe even my baker. I don't give him money until I grab the bread with the other hand. So I think there's a lot of fishy things. Like if you're really that good, and that's I think not even 1%, much less people are making. If people make money on that, like there was not be a casinos. There's so many casinos, there's so many sport bets, like probability of you winning, it's so slight that you need all advantage and all discipline, and that's something that I'm working now on, because I would be really, and I'm gonna show you soon like all my really amazing picks that I managed to hit. And on the last slide, we can see something like here we have the percentage. We have minus 190, or that's 152 in decimal, plus 100 or 2 in a decimal, minus 110, or that's 1.9 in decimal. I like more to use decimal. That's how I used to it from the young age, but I'm slowly getting used to it, like on American odds, and I'm getting better with that. Uh, but I like always to keep both. It's much easier for me. I'm much faster, like calculating in the head and everything. Um, Talking about percentage wise, like, and we said, like, look here. Where's the 60? We have, if we go on minus 190, we have only minus 8. No, we don't have even winning. We have losing on 60%. And you remember what we were talking, how hard it is to get to 60% of the picks. We have on plus 100, we are up 200, and on minus 110, we are up 140. Talking about that guy and his theory. So on 57%, so you can make money, but like again, you know can you get to that level to hit that 57% on that odd? You know, that's something that you have to decide by yourself. I just like it. I wanted to put it like this. So if you have this visualization of the things, you can much easily decide what you're gonna do and how you're gonna bet. And later I'm gonna talk about parlays and the similar chasing this percentage, just do the parlay, where we invest much less and we can get the bigger returns. Um, the next thing that I want to talk about, like only way that for sure you can get money, but like when I start breaking it down, you're gonna see like how many people have like patience, bankroll to chase that. Um, I created this other table by the, how to say, odds plus 100. So if you start like betting on plus 100, and you go, you put $1, and then you triple it every time. You go 3, you go 9, you go 27, 81, 246, and that's like 6 matches. uh, let's say you hit the last one, you're gonna invest all total 364, and you're winning on that one, it's gonna be 486. And total winning when you take 364 that you invested, it's gonna be 122. you know so you're uh more or less through all that process, you're risking 364 for 122. That's one third. That should be like odds like minus 220, 230. In decimal, that's like 133, I think, to get that money. So do the math. Can you really follow that principle? And like, what if you miss that one, and in the next one you have to invest 240, 286, and then add that 364, you're already around 800 something. Who can do that, like, and have patience and money? That's maybe the best way how you can be for sure that you're gonna be on the plus side. But like, also it's a question how much misses you wanna have, and how far you can follow it. uh, that's why I'm gonna concentrate on the parlays and show you how with the minimum investment you can get some returns. But more about that in the future. In the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna start working on that, make a really nice presentation. If you see how bad I am in creating all this, I'm gonna need some time to get really nice presentation so I can nicely explain everything. And talking about that percentages, like what I said on the main events, I'm currently on 48.2%. Patrick is on 53.57%. But like I said, we had two draw matches. We had Ankalaev and we had Moneyfield. So and that's rare to happen. So probably our percentage will be a little bit higher. Let's say even if we hit one or two, or maybe we will miss the two, but both like, but like that's our percentage with the two matches in those 50 something that I pull that percentage. So stay tuned. Soon we're gonna have much more interesting material that you can use in your bets in your future, and maybe it's gonna help you to get on the winning side. Stay tuned.